Hello, my dear students and viewers. Welcome to my channel Scorpio class. In this video, we are going to discuss Class 10 Second Language English chapter, The Discovery, written by Herman Owl. And we are going to discuss the summary of this chapter and going to learn the entire chapter in small duration. So let's get started. But before that, if you're new to my channel and watching for the first time, do subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get the notifications of all the upcoming videos. Now let's move ahead and learn the summary. Before starting the summary and knowing the chapter, it's important to know the characters as this entire lesson is in the form of play. So of course we should know the characters first. So let us know the characters of this play. We have Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus was an Italian explorer and navigator who completed 4 voyages across the Atlantic Ocean. Don Pedro Gutierrez is an officer who worked under Columbus. Next is Pepe. He was a young boy. He had great respect for Columbus. He was an obedient, loyal, and devoted servant of Columbus. Juan Patino. He is one of the sailors. Diego Garcia is one more sailor. We have group of seamen in the ship. Then we have Francisco, a sailor, and Guillermo Ayres, sailor. Okay, so these are the characters who are on the ship, and here this play or this story gives us the information about Christopher Columbus' discovery of new sea route to India. We know Christopher Columbus when he had started his journey and he had to face many problems. So this is the entire journey of he when of his along with the crew members when he started to sail towards India to find it as a new world during that period. So let us see the conversation going on between the ship and the crew members. So this is what the entire story about. The whole story is the it is in the form of play where we have conversations and dialogues. So let us learn through this small summary. So the discovery, as suggested by the title, is a one-act play on the voyage of discovery taken by Christopher Columbus. Columbus sets on a voyage with his crew in search of the New World under the orders of the royal sovereigns of Spain. The passage gets drawn out as even after days of voyage, there is no sign of the land. Okay, so here, as the title suggests, the discovery, this is discovery of something. Okay, so it is a one act play, as I said, this is a play, and we have different characters. So it is one act play on the voyage of discovery, which was taken up by Christopher Columbus. Columbus he sets on a voyage. Voyage means a new sea journey with his crew members, along his members to search new world under the orders of royal sovereign of Spain. That means he had got the permission from the royal, from the king of the Spain to set on the journey, to go on the sea journey to find the new world, to search the new world and discover it. So the passage gets drawn out of even after days of voyage, there is no sign of the land. So it has been many days that they are on the sea, they are on the voyage, but there is no sign of the land. They could hardly see any land and they are just in the middle of the sea. So this was something which made the men to have many types of conversations. So let us see now. The seamen grow indisciplined, and even officers like Pedro find the behavior of Columbus autocratic. Francisco warns Columbus that disciplining the crew is no longer possible. The crew get more and more drunk, and sailors like Diego and Guillermo openly show their defiance of Columbus. They think they should take charge of the situation and take the ship back to Spain. So, even after several days when there was no sign of land, these seamen who were there in the ship, they grew indisciplined. They started violating. Even the officers like Pedro, who were good officers, they found that the behavior of Columbus is autocratic. Autocratic means a supreme power ruling upon many other people without listening or considering their wishes. So they thought that Columbus is not listening to our wishes and he's ruling on us. They thought he's become autocratic. So Francisco warns Columbus that disciplining the crew is no longer possible now. Francisco is also one of the good officers, or you can say a colleague of Columbus here in the journey, and he gives us information that disciplining these crew members is very important, and it's no longer possible to make them be in control. The crew got more and more drunk, and the sailors like Diego and Guillermo openly showed their defiance of Columbus. So, what was indiscipline going on in the crew? That they started drinking more and more, and good members like Diego and Guillermo, they also started showing their defiance, means their disagreement, their refusal towards Columbus. They think that they should take charge of the situation and take the ship back to Spain. Now, these members they thought that we should take charge of the ship now and turn back to Spain because there is no use of sailing ahead because after many days we have not found the land or it's of no use now traveling ahead. So this was the thinking of the other team members and that is why they were just against Columbus, but Columbus here had a sharp vision and he did not want it to turn back. So let's see. They do not share the vision and the passion of Columbus and thought that Columbus is completely wrong in setting sail on the easterly wind. When they realize that they cannot persuade Columbus to return to the shore of Spain, they decide to revolt against Columbus. They think that Columbus would stand no chance against the collective mutiny of the sailors, but they are proved wrong. So here, as I said, the other members of the crew or the ship, they had not the same vision what Columbus had. Now, they thought that Columbus is completely wrong in setting their sail towards the easterly winds, towards the eastern direction. Now they realize that they cannot persuade, means they cannot convince Columbus to return to the shore of Spain. So they decided now, let us revolt against him because he is not listening to us. Now let us revolt and stand against him and take the charge of the ship. And they thought that Columbus would stand no chance. They thought if we all are together, all 50 members or 30 members are together and if we together oppose to one single person he will be suppressed. So they had this thought and this thinking, but when they tried doing this it was proved wrong. Columbus did not allow them to go against them. He was a kind of autocratic and he took control over them. Columbus continues to be authoritative, and their advance has the first stumbling block in this unexpected tone of authority of Columbus. So, here, when they started saying against Columbus, he became very authoritative. He became, he took his supreme power and he just gave a first stumbling block, means he disagreed and he gave them a difficult uh, you can say a tough uh, time and it was an unexpected one from the people over there. They thought they would be winning this and they would take the charge of the ship, but uh, it was something opposite that happened here, and Columbus was able to take that authoritative role and he could suppress them. Secondly, as they charge towards Columbus, Pepe blocks the way and gallantly pledges his loyalty for Columbus. That was the first thing that they got a stumbling block. And the second thing was Pepe, who was a very honest and loyal worker or boy of Columbus. He stood in the way and he showed his loyalty for Columbus. He supported throughout to Columbus. Even as Columbus is deeply touched by the brave act of the boy, there is a perceptible change in the behavior of the sailors around him. So there was this one single boy, Pepe, who was towards or who was with Columbus, and this brave act was noticed by Columbus. But even then, there were other sailors who were just opposite in the opposite behavior. They did not agree with Columbus or Pepe to sail more further. Now let's see what happens next. While Pedro, Juan, and Francisco are expressive in their support, Guillermo is cowed down and remarks that the problem should be resolved the next morning. Now, there are three characters or three officers who are expressive in their support, and they are supporting, few of them are supporting the crew members, and few of them are supporting Columbus here. But Guillermo is cowed down, he's calmed, and he says that the problem should be resolved the next morning because it was late night now. But there is a magical turn of events at this crucial point as a flicker of a light is seen, and Columbus and others realize that they have sighted the new world. There are shouts of joy and excitement as Columbus makes preparations to stop. Has all this conversation happened and they are just waiting for the next morning to resolve this problem of this criticism what is going on in the ship. There was one magical turn among these events at this important and serious point, that was flicker of light which could be seen. Flicker means turning on and off, like they could see the light and again it could get off, and again they could see the light and again it was going off. So this was the resemblance, or this was the sign that there is some land which they had sighted. And Columbus and other members, they realized now that they have sighted the new world, which was their mission here, and they are successful. So there were shouts of joy and excitement as Columbus starts making preparations to stop his journey and land on that new world which they have discovered. So this is how the entire conversation is going on between the crew members and the sailors and the Columbus just before they had discovered the new world. This shows that they had to spend many days in the voyage, and except Columbus and few of his good officers, all had lost their hope. But at the end, Columbus had won and he discovered the new world. So this is the entire story of the chapter, The Discovery. Hope you all have understood it. And for the question answers, stay tuned for more such videos. We'll be back soon with the question answer sessions. Till then, stay safe and take care. Thank you.